Hey guys, Zach Johnson coming to you here, iSell podcast, radio show, episode 2 actually, so kind of cool, door-to-door con. Sitting here with Lee Haight, really been, I think, a founding member of somebody who's pushing the limits in roofing. So yeah, we're just here to have a conversation today, and
I want to hear about this 15-second pitch. You dropped some nuggets on this 15-second pitch, man. Talk to me a little bit about that. You just did a speech. You just dropped some nuggets.
Yeah. So we were talking about, I think, the consistency of pitches. Like when we're training sales reps, it's all about like we try to train them this like in depth. Like this is the 10 steps.
This is what you
say this when this happens. Do this. Shift this. And I think like that loses a lot of people, especially like a lot of people that aren't really great sales reps, but they're really hard workers. Mm-hmm. And so like I wanted to develop a pitch that was like super easy, super simple, and that converted.
No, that's all. I mean, that's all that matters. I mean, it's duplicatable. Is all
Yeah. So pretty much it just goes like this: like you have 15 seconds of your time. I'm doing 2 neighbors inspections tomorrow. I've got a 3 and 4 available. Which works best for you?
Boom.
That's it. And a lot of people go, well, you didn't say your name. You didn't say your company. I don't need to. They'll ask me who I am. They'll ask me my customer. It's a lot better when a customer comes to you and asks you who you are than you telling them. There's more value in it. So that's the 15-second pitch that we push really hard with our team. I try to tell everyone about it. It's like, man, that's it. Because all we're focused on is getting that inspection.
Well, it's funny because, we're going to be doing some work together digitally on social media, and I'm excited to help you, but I want to tell you about a 30-second pitch that happened in 2010. I was in Atlanta, and I got this, message from somebody, I don't know where it was, about this weird internet website, and it was called the Phone Broadcast Club. Mm-hmm. And it looked like a multi-level marketing scheme. It had all the, it was corny. And what it was a way that I could create pre-recorded messages, send them out. It was a voice blast. It was a dialer that would send out a voice blast. And I'd heard...
Like a digitized?
Yeah. So it was online voice over internet. It would send out messages. And so basically, this was the first time that I took the cold information, that data, that cold company. I pulled out all the homeowners in the area, got the rich people, and I would make these lists, and I would plug it into this dialer. And my dad's my business partner. He'd say, "Son, what the hell are you doing? You're fishing with dynamite, worried about the do not call list." That was at the very beginning of the do not call list. And so what we would do is we would hit them with this pre-recorded message, and it would go like this.
This is a public service announcement. You are in the path of a catastrophic hailstorm. Hailstorm damage is not visible from the ground, but it's covered in full by your insurance company. We are in your neighborhood offering free inspections. Please press 1 now. This can cause leaks, and it's covered in full by your insurance company. Please press 1 now.
Then we would actually, after they press 1, we just pick up the fucking phone, and my wife was actually in the call center, and the phones would just go. It would be ringing all over the place, it'd be crazy, and the way we'd pick up the phone would be the same way. We'd say, "All right, this is Lee with Roofing Professionals. What time do you want to schedule your appointment? 3 or 4? It's just assuming the sell. It's the same thing,
And consumers love the option. They don't want to have to think about their answer.
No.
They want to be able to select from a very basic this or this.
That's it.
Because it's so much easier as a consumer. Like, do you want Coke or do you want Pepsi? It's very easy for me to make a choice.
Yeah.
But you didn't even have to sell me on soda. Now you got me sold on soda.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth. So that was the first time that my company was generating a lot of leads, and then I was only door-to-door before, but I used the leads to hire more door-to-door sales reps, like the honey that attracted the bees. And do you do any lead generation and stuff?
So we do it, and I think it's interesting because I want to pick your brain on that a little bit. Is for me, I think by giving leads, we create a bunch of these crybabies.
No,
right?
Sometimes you can create a lead baby.
And so what I like to do is I like to find people that have no experience, no knowledge of the industry, and that's like I don't hire people with knowledge. I don't hire people with experience at all. Like that's the number one rule of mine, like 0. And I do that because I think it enables me to give them my positioning on how I think that things should work. And so leads, honestly, I have a guy that did almost $1 million in sales this year, and that's pretty good for comp. And he told me this year, he's like, I do not want another lead next year. I do not even want a lead next year because it gets me out of my flow in my neighborhood knocking. And so it's like I'm trying to figure out a way to position it where I can bring in people with some experience and give them the leads, right? But it's just that's not a business model that I like.
So let me just share what's worked for me and for some other people, and you take what you want and do the rest, okay? I say each is a revenue stream. You got your newbies, you got your people new to the business coming in. That is basically, for me, I pay them when they are onboarded as canvassers. They have to earn the position. And if they get a deal, they get $200 for a shingle roof, $400 for a tile roof, and the opportunity on the back end to make 3%. That's the deal.
Yeah.
But I still, because I've built a brand, is what we're going to help you do with this, with it's what you're doing.
Right.
You're going to find somebody that's like, wow, I'm in the roofing industry. I really like your style. And man, my boss, he's not like you. He is not he doesn't have the same business systems. He's not into personal development. And man, I'd really like you to mentor me to help you get to the next level. And so, now I have got a lot of people that are culture killers that are experienced. And you just have to hire and fire based on your core values, and you have to be very disciplined to getting rid of folks that don't align. And that's the one thing that I can say people have a hard time with and it's my thing I have the hardest time with, is firing people. And that my uncle did tell me, he said 3 things. He said, you need more people if you want to grow your business. You got to turn the people into leaders, and you got to fire the bad ones.
I think the people thing is the thing.
It is.
Right? Like we say we're in sales, we say we're in roofing, but we're in a people business. I think all business is people, and it's like that's the realization that I'm having is like, man, put the right people on the right seats on the bus, and we can go a long ways. And I think it's the same thing with sales rep. It's like, man, some of these guys that are in sales, they're not really built to be sales. You might convert them to ops, you might do whatever, but it's like, for me, it's like I want to bring them into my culture with no motive, right? I want them to come to me, and that's why I'm interested in this recruiting and doing it in a different way. So I think you always got to push the boundaries.
You got to push the boundaries and see what. So I have a unique perspective because I see inside 300 different roofing companies, and I see what works for this guy, what works for you, and what I've created is sort of a combination of everybody's superpowers. And when you are creating leads with the blue collar marketing method, I want to explain to you how it's a little different than just random people calling from different parts of the city, okay? For one, my sales reps go into the field and they drop pins on all their old roofs. It's called the No Roof Left Behind campaign. It's like, we are not going to leave anyone out, and we're going to build a database of all the old roofs.
Can I ask you this? So on that, because we're doing something very similar, we kind of turn it into it's like I'm trying to think of the word. Essentially like somebody that's going out and surveyor.
Yeah,
that's our pitch, right? So it's like, hey, I just want to make sure, did you get your roof replaced in the last 2 years? And that's how we do it. What does your pitch look like? Are they driving? Is it visual?
Okay, so
is there a pitch behind it?
Yeah. So it's a whole system. Right. It's a marketing method. It goes like this: the database. The more that you put time into building
the list is the key. The list is everything.
It's very important. Okay. So inside of my office, if you come to Naples, you'll see we have a machine, and it has a literally pin and a mechanism that does hand-addressed envelopes, just nonstop. I can do thousands of hand-addressed envelopes every day, and I put real expensive stamps on there, and I have a letter, and it says, "My name is Lee. I've driven past your home. Your home is physically damaged. The deadline's about to expire. I want to make sure you don't get left out. Let me tell you a story about a person in your neighborhood that we were able to help. Mrs. Jones, she didn't think she had damage. She filed a claim. We replaced the roof, better quality roof, very happy. And, you could be the same. Basically going through the points. And then on the back, really the key to it is that you make pictures to show the hidden damage, because a lot of reason what we do is they don't call because they don't know they have damage. Right. And then provide testimonial, like a list of references. So we spend a lot of money on color printing, on the stamp, and on the machine to hand address the envelope. Right. We also spend a lot of money dropping the pins and paying for sales rep. A lot of roofers wouldn't do all that. Right. Okay, so one letter goes out, and you might only get a 1% return on investment. Not better return. Initial return on, you send out 100, you get 1. Right. But we send out 2 more follow-up letters, and when we do,
all hand addressed.
We include the story of the person who responded from the 1 out of 100. And we find that when we retarget like that we actually, by personalizing the message, we actually can get as high as 4 to 10% on these campaigns, on calls. And these leads close at 80%.
Right, obviously.
And they're in the neighborhood. And you know what that does with a sales rep? It makes them like pee on their territory.
Right.
Take ownership of their neighborhood.
Yeah, this is mine. And
Plus, and you gotta realize in Naples, there's no soliciting. Now I realize I could go knock on Warren Buffett's door. Omaha may not be like that, but in Naples, we have so many neighborhoods that we've been kicked out of. After getting kicked out of all the neighborhoods, it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? And so the direct mail is great, but that's not enough. So the next step is the targeted telemarketing call. It's actually, hey, what's going on? This is Lee from RCA. I'm the neighborhood roofing professional. You got letters from us. There's a No Roof Left Behind campaign. You're the last one. We're trying to raise the value of the whole neighborhood and make sure you don't spend unnecessary money on your roof. I need to talk to you. This is an epidemic. Let's talk. Now we're calling and we're setting appointments on the letters, okay? Those appointments are also like 50% closers,
So what are you seeing on conversion from the 100? So you're getting
4 to 10%. Three follow-ups.
When's the telemarketing coming? Are you doing are you telemarketing after the two redirect?
No, it's all combined. So if the best you can do is probably get 10% of all the letters you send out combined with the phones.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. So, but I'm saying, so letter 1 goes out, telemarketing starting.
Yeah.
Then I'm sending retargeting.
Yeah.
Telemarketing. So I'm sandwiching. I'm going letter,
Yeah.
telemarketing, letter, telemarketing, letter,
Correct.
telemarketing.
Correct. Now, while all this is going on, guess what we're doing?
Canvassing.
Well, obviously that. We're at the door-to-door con. Something else. We're digitally door knocking. So, we talked about recruiting, but
Target audiences.
Yes. Well, actually, the targeted audience for what we do is just the radius around the home. All you have.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can market to that home.
That's
It's
it.
incredible.
All you have to do is make 1 and 2 mile circles, and you basically the strongest videos are the ones where the customers tell their story. So, basically getting all the customers you have on testimonial. But remember, no one likes to watch a testimonial. You have to frame it. Hey, stop right there. Attention, people that live in Warren Buffett's neighborhood, don't make this mistake that homeowners are making, costing them $20,000. Pay attention. Don't just take it from me, take it from a customer.
Yep.
Now they're paying attention. Now they hear the testimonial. Now, guess what? They've gotten the letter, they've gotten the calls, they've seen the video.
Using that 7 to 8 contacts.
And then with Facebook, like we try to make 3 videos per circle, per neighborhood. Now it's really hard to execute this. You have to have an in-house video team. You have to be very disciplined, very organized. This is an orchestration marketing system, right?
Yep.
But the first video is the hidden damage video. Hey, my name's Lee, I'm in the neighborhood. There's an epidemic of hidden damage. It could cause a leak. Let me show you what it looks like. You go up there, you show them a whole deal about hidden damage, and that's sort of like the inspection. Then you got the build video, which is the best one for basically showing that you are the expert and you're legit. The jobs are getting built behind you. You're saying, hey, look, we're increasing the value of the neighborhood. We're putting on better quality roofs. We're using ice and water. We're putting this better warranty. Let me explain to you how we're doing it. Look, by the way, this was paid for by the insurance company, but I want you to understand what you're getting and why it's better. And this is what it includes.
What's that video? What are you looking at lengthwise? What are you seeing?
Honestly, on Facebook,
it's the grab, obviously. The hook has got to be strong.
So you got 1.8 seconds to get their attention. So the hook is essentially that you can add thousands of dollars in property value with little to no money out of your pocket.
Boom, that's the hook.
Boom.
And then what's the length of that
video? The length
video?
now is education. So as long as the person is paying attention, you could talk about, and this is the ice and water shield, and you see here it goes down to the plywood deck.
So what are you seeing though? Like, how long does that video go?
It's 3 to 5 minutes.
And where do you see do you watch? So you see the fall off rates on Facebook?
It all depends. It depends on the video. But here's the thing: some people watch Facebook fast. Something comes up, they change. So you make the offer early, in the middle, and in the end.
Right.
So if you're liking what I'm hearing, I'm in the neighborhood now and I'll offer you a free inspection. And here we're on to the ridge vent. And we're talking about the ridge vent.
And if you like what I'm saying.
And if you like what I'm saying, you can give me a call on my cell phone.
Right.
And okay, so now you've seen everything that we've put together in our roof system. While we're in the neighborhood, because my crew is here, I'm going to offer a 40% discount on the upgrade. And I'm only going to do it for 5 customers. So for the next 5 customers, I'm giving 40% off. Click the link below. Now you've made 3 call to actions in the video. You've done it in the beginning, you've done it in the middle, you've done it in the end.
And they have a hard pull at the backside.
Hard pull at the backside. So we're...
And you know what I like what you're saying too is like, here's my sell. Man, wouldn't it be incredible? We have guys that work in really like
correct
amazing markets. Why not bring them in, get them with my video guy, have them shoot their own videos, we market them, they're seeing
now
them
they're more motivated to knock doors. Because now when they go into the neighborhood, they're a celebrity in the neighborhood. And the people, they think that you're like on TV, not on their phones. They don't realize how Facebook works. And then when you're retargeting them with video content, you're educating them on hidden damage, you're educating them on a better quality roof, you're giving them a testimonial of one of their neighbors. They see all 3 of those videos, they get some of the letters, they get a phone call, they get a door knock. Dude, you can pull every available roof out of the neighborhood. You can close deals that people are just leaving behind. If you look at America, how many roofs do you think have hail damage, wind damage that don't get claims? That don't
50%.
50% on storms. And so there's a gold mine probably in Omaha. Last time I was there, 2013. There's probably still roof damage.
Oh, absolutely. That's how we do it. Like people will be like, there's no storms. We got to go somewhere else. I'm like, no, just dial down deeper. Get more aggressive.
Yeah, use a new date.
Yep.
So y'all got different dates. Tell me about the Omaha market and how you're able to like just really kill it over and over in one market. Like, what's the secret?
I think is like hustle. Mm-hmm. I think coming into this industry, no roofing experience, 3 years only into it. And saying, man, I'm just gonna outwork everybody because they're lazy.
Yeah.
Like how many? I mean, like
the roofers are really lazy.
Roofers are really, really lazy.
If there's one thing about this conference is that roofers are lazy.
Yes.
The lazy door knockers from the sales reps. The managers are lazy about recruiting. The business owners are lazy about processes. Just lazy.
Right. So it's like the hustle to me is like number 1 key factor of like dominating the market, and then number 2 is like strategy of how to do it better than everybody else, and not even better, different. I think everyone has the same pitch. I think everyone goes to these conferences, they go, hey, this is great, I'm like, man, when you're on the doors and that's not working, come up with your own pitch. I came up with a 15-second pitch. I don't know if it works, I just know it's different. Well, I know it works too, but you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, I know it works, it works.
So it's like finding a way to like differentiate yourself and then also just like massive value.
Yeah.
Be like the best.
Yeah.
Like we put on the absolute best products. We have the best warranty. You know, gets like being certified with platinum on always OC and like doing these things where it's like, man, it's just that little differentiator.
Yeah.
Just those little tweaks and you just like never stop. Ring shake nails versus smoothness.
Dude,
I mean, like, it can go and go and go.
I was with Peyton Manning at the last event I was at, and he would talk about how during the summers he would come back and him and Eli would go to their college coach. They work on taking snaps. Or Michael Jordan, when he starts practice, starts with chest passes. It's like greatness doesn't come without doing the little things right. There's nobody that's great that doesn't do the little things great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The attention's in the detail.
It is.
It's so true. So true.
Man. We covered a lot of sales stuff, dude.
Yeah. So it's amazing, and like I think also the thing is I think so many people like even at this conference I've come myself a couple times like I like the solar space. I think solar's exciting.
Oh, every roofer should have a solar vision.
I completely
and because there's a time limit too. You know that they're apparently the subsidies in a year.
Yes, going on.
So we might as well capitalize on it right now.
And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, and you instantly like for me it was like, well, but there's this, and like you start to listen to what everyone else says, and you put it in your head, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
We're gonna be different because we are different. And I feel like so many contractors and so many people in business just lose that. Like, how am I gonna be just that much different from my competition?
One of the things I didn't think about that my friend Bill Murphy that does the solar cheat code. He's a great guy. Me and him are a lot alike when it comes to internet philosophies. But he said all these solar guys that if that does happen and the subsidies go away, what are they going to do? What business do you think they should be in?
Yep.
The roofing business.
Absolutely.
They're getting on roofs, they sell large tickets, they go through a longer sales cycle than these other people. So you making your name here, entering into the solar space, networking with solar people in a year and a half could lead to business partnerships with whole sales teams. Like right before we came here, I was talking to a guy, he had 20 sales guys in Miami, they're selling alarms, and he's really curious about selling roofs, and he's got 20 guys. So it's like I don't hire now, I hire companies, groups, and I think that as you build more of your brand and you put more content out there, that you'll find don't limit what comes in. Just hire and fire based off of your core values.
No, I completely agree, and I love recruiting for people who can sell. I think the roofing space is so broken.
Polluted, it's broken.
It's so broken that I'm like, man, someone's just got to step up and be like, whoa, everyone chill out. Let's like fix this.
On the other side of the broken, the sales guys could be great and their management could be broken. Their company,
Absolutely, yes.
Their company.
I'm just saying, as an industry,
they don't manage money. I've seen so many damn people that they're like,
They
I'll
sell
pay
all
you
this-
60%,
yeah.
I'll pay you 70% every single time. These guys, it may work for a year, it may work for 2 years. They go out of business. They don't get their commissions. They don't get their jobs built, and they wonder why. And it's because
well, they're trying to buy people instead of building a great culture,
Correct.
giving them great systems,
Right.
great processes that can help them win.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to pay somebody a lot of money when the going's good.
That's
When
right.
the going gets tough, then you don't have anything left to do it with, you know? And that's why, like, the storm chasing and all this, and I have nothing against any of that. But it's like, man, build a brand that's so powerful that it could sustain if there was not a storm for 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. And you have to learn, like, where those pivots are.
Yeah.
Whether it's going in with solar, whether it's figuring out how to do retail better, metal roofing, whatever that is, like, don't stop pushing. I
Right.
feel like that's what I see, like, when you come to some of these
Yeah.
conventions or you see these businesses, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just go to bed and I've got a different idea about how I'm going to do it better tomorrow. It's something that I'm going to expand on every single day. I'm going to expand my thinking about how I can do this just that much better. And I think if you go to bed with that thought, your business never fails.
Well, you know, it's
Because you're constantly
funny you
growing.
say that. Benjamin Franklin, the reason why we take naps is like, dude, our subconscious and who we are, like, I literally believe that I have knowledge from my descendants. Like,
Right.
I obviously learned from people and what's been done in business and what's in books.
Right.
But the inside knowledge, there's a quantum field you can tap into.
Absolutely.
And when you ask yourself, like, how do I solve this problem? And you go to sleep or you take a nap or you go into a relaxed state where you're not thinking about
Yep.
work. Why is it that the answer just comes sometimes and just
Absolutely.
boom, that's when you get the good idea. You know, people are always looking for outside information when
all in.
it's all inside.
It's all inside.
You know, so I'll tell you, this is a question I ask a lot of people, and I think it's an important one. One moment in your life where you felt like on football, there's a Hail Mary, you know, like fourth down into the quarter. You know, for me, I did $13 million in sales one year, and one of those years we grew but didn't make a lot of money. I felt like a failure, and the recruiting process was organic, and I wanted to find a way to automate it so I didn't have to be a slave to this and slave to those kind of people you're talking about, those basically industry sales guys. You
all
know,
about the problems. all
correct.
this stuff.
So you know, that's when I decided to reach out and sell Grant a roof, invested in the money. That was like my Hail Mary moment.
Right.
I told you about that. You know, what's your Hail Mary moment in business?
I think for me it was, I looked around the space and I had so many people telling me, dude, you could sell anything, you could do anything, what are you doing? And everyone says that, but it's really hard to find that space, right? And so I remember I was selling suits at Dillard's, I was doing really well at it, but I was annoyed. I would get up in the morning, I hated going to work, I hated the set hours, I hated all this stuff, and I was like, but I was so scared to take a chance on myself. And I talked to my uncle, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I can't do this for very much longer. I'm exhausted. And he's like, dude, I'm in roofing. I'm like, okay, like what's that about?
Okay.
I was like, what's that about? Like I can't put roofs on. I said, no, I sell it. And I go, oh. He goes, yeah. I was like, well, what'd you make last year? I just gotta know. He goes, $350,000. I was like, you made what? And you never told me about this? And so I remember I walked in, I was probably making 80, 90 grand. And so like that was a lot of money to me.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I
a lot
looked
of
at,
money.
yeah, and I was like, look at what my parents have made. I was like, I'm gonna quit this to go on a 100% commission job. I remember I went and quit, I threw up
You did.
to go to this roofing
Wow.
company. And I walked into
Takes balls to put 80 grand, dude.
It does.
That's the golden handcuffs.
It does. And it was like, man, I looked at that and I went into a company. Think about this, $1.8 million in sales, 2 guys in the entire company.
Oh wow.
And I was like, man, like I have an opportunity. And the first year it was terrible, but that was my moment of like betting on myself. And then like once it clicked, I like recruited a whole sales team. And the thing that's so amazing to me is I did door to door without knowing door to door was a thing.
Oh wow.
Like, I was like, we just need to get more customers.
Right.
And so I just started knocking by myself.
Oh, nice.
And all of a sudden we went from, and I set a goal that year after our first year. So first year was like 1.8, we did it. It was like 2 the next year with a crazy storm. We should have grown massively. And I went to a conference, went in the storm. I see this guy get up and missing a tooth, flat bill cap on, and he had sold $2 million. And I was like, what's going on here? And they go, what's your advice? He goes, man, I just get out the truck. And I looked at that, I was like, that guy just sold as much as our entire company did, this is insane.
Yeah.
And I went home, I said, we're doing $7 million this year, no matter what.
Yeah.
And we sold $7.2 million.
Oh,
and then I was like, here we go.
There you go.
100 million, let's go. And then
Let's
I
go.
like instantly turned it around, and then to just see that growth from, 1.8 million to 11.2 million this year is like, and I talk about the numbers a lot, but it's just like, that's the way.
That's a scoreboard.
It's a way for me to measure
Yeah.
like what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
And
it's not about money, but it's a score.
And you know what also it's about? It's people.
Yeah.
Man, like I like
Think about how many lives are changed with that money. Like the people that are doing the work, the people who are selling the work, the people working in the office.
Right. And the thing that blows my mind is like these people are the value.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it. Like the revenue, you can do 10 million, 5 million, it doesn't matter what the number is, but like if you invest in the people, all of my sales team is here.
Yeah.
That is not cheap to do that.
No, it's not.
But man, when you see their engagement,
Right.
and you're active, like I want you to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll invest in you for you. And then we're doing another conference, and I said, you're paying for that one now.
Mm-hmm.
You see what education can do for you?
Yeah.
And so it's like finding a way to like encourage those people, and that's how you get to 100 million.
That is.
100 million is people.
That's it.
It's people. It is not anything but that.
That's
And,
right.
and letting them expand like what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And when you give people the opportunity to think for themselves and to create something for themselves, they will jump over backwards, do backflips to go do it. And I think we just missed that part.
Yeah.
Like the guy doing the video right now, he's like, I want to do this. I want to do this, and this. And I was like, who in the hell am I to stop you?
Right.
Who am I going to stop? Like you were doing sales. No, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I think when people feel called to something, that just their investment in their heart and their soul and their gut is just like right on target.
My video guy's the same way, man. He's a heck of a salesman. He used to be a timeshare salesman. I've been trying to convince him, like, you got to get back into sales. I mean, and I'm like trying to tell him, sell roofs, you make a lot of money, but I love video. And so now it's just like, okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sell video. We're gonna sell consulting. You wanna make the money that you made with timeshares and you wanna do video, you gotta sell. Right?
Well, everyone's selling. Everyone's selling. And I think it's cool too, is like, but he's impassioned.
Yeah.
So the sales come easy when you're impassioned.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
And so that's Andy Frisella. He's got the big supplement company. He does $300 million this year. He says in all of his sales meetings, he doesn't talk about sales strategy. He talks about helping people. He talks about we must not be in. It's not about the numbers. When you have a sales guy, it's like we must not be doing something right. We're not helping enough people. There's something wrong.
And you have to believe it.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
Because that's what I'm feeling like in this whole internet world is like positivity. It's like, well, you got to kind of pitch it this way. And it's like, no, like if you believe it, people will follow you like through anything.
Absolutely.
If you're like, we really are helping people, like legitimately, like if we do not help them on this roof, some guy that doesn't have any credibility and does not give a shit about them is going to come back here and they're going to ruin their experience with contractors as a whole. And we cannot do that.
That's so funny, man, that the idea of the roofers coming together and inspiring each other out of sheer competition. And I'm actually releasing something called the National Roofing League. I got a meeting at 2 o'clock. We're putting together the whole little, I'm gonna be giving away some stuff. And we want to inspire the whole industry by giving them a way to actually compete for recognition and get rewarded with prizes. So
it's funny too when you see like competition work in your company, right?
Yeah.
And it's like when you get to go outside of that and compete against another team.
I know, dude.
I completely agree with that.
Isn't that gonna be badass?
Yeah.
Because right now there's some things where you can get awards. You can go to on the stage and just. But I want to like make it to where it's an experience thing, like where the winners go like on a trip together.
No, that would be amazing. Yeah, I think that's super cool, and I think it's like measuring, like having a scoreboard. It's like, do you want to submit this week? Like, hey, I had 12 sales, this amount of revenue.
And then, like, say we do a cruise, and we go on a cruise. It's only the $1 million producers cruise.
Right.
But what owners want to be on that cruise?
Right.
I mean, do you want to be on that cruise?
Right.
I mean, because here's the deal. We're trying to create a culture where the salespeople, just like you say, pay for their personal development. And because when people pay for their personal development, then it's so much. They pay attention to it. They use it. So instead of giving, sometimes you give somebody the training, you give somebody access to the conference, and they might, dip off and go party or not watch the videos. But if it was their own money, maybe.
I think it's powerful, and give them the opportunity to do that. Like some of my guys, I don't have the money. I'm like, I'll give it to you on drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I have no problem
So,
as long as you're committed to doing it. Like we'll figure out a way to get you the money to do it.
Correct. Correct, and that's what I'm trying to roll out, shift my focus. I'm only taking a limited amount of people to help in the role that we're gonna be working together, and only a limited amount per market, but I'm trying to make sure that, the industry salespeople get so much value out of my training program, my community, and my live event that's coming. We did a live event in Miami recently, and next year's gonna be huge. We're gonna have a lot of big names. But more importantly, I want to get 10,000 people into the roofing business, or 10,000 salespeople that are already in the roofing business as that sales community. That's not all the owners. You know what I mean?
Right, I agree. Yeah.
Because that's really what.
Well, it's the tribe thing, right? It's
Right.
what Sam's trying to pitch is the door-to-door tribe. It's like if we come together as a team,
Yeah.
right? And it's like because management, but you learn more from the team than you will ever learn on your own, right?
Right.
I'll go out with my guys and I'll still door knock, and I'm like. I mean, I went out and knocked for a month last year straight with one guy, and I was like, my whole business model changed, on a dime. I was like, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I forgot we should do this. We should bring that back. And it's like, man, when you're able to do that and use that kind of resource of that tribe and listen to the reps and not think that you know it all, it's amazing what happens because they have so much insight.
Yeah.
I think we just sometimes as owners or executives or whatever, it's like, we don't focus on letting them have a space to talk. It's like, hey man, what's working, what's not working?
Yeah.
And giving them 45 minutes of your time. And I'm like, man, I just started doing that, and it's changed my entire paradigm about my people. These people are incredible. They're incredible people.
I'm gonna have to do more of that myself. You're bringing some good value to me right now. Thank you. Because you forget sometimes. You get busy and you just gotta sit down. You gotta sit down and listen.
And you got so much stuff going on, right? And you're and no one will get it.
Right.
No one understands it. They're like, what does this guy even do, right? I mean, I'm sure. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I'm do you not see all these videos, all this stuff I'm putting out? I was like, well, yeah, but if you're around him, what is he doing? He's just bouncing all over the place. Well, it's when you take that second to give them that, even it's 15 minutes. I've noticed, wanna grab a coffee? Let's grab a coffee. Hop in the truck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run and go grab a coffee myself anyway.
Right.
Why not bring somebody with? And
Right.
and Josie Parks, the guy I met here, he was that was his biggest thing that he told me. He's what's working, what's not working? That's his question that he asks everybody when he has 5, 10, 15 minutes. Because he's it's great. They get to brag about what's working amazingly. And they can tell me exactly what they want to have fixed.
Yeah.
And I'm not committed to doing that, but I can hear it.
Yeah.
And if it is a legitimate concern, I can fix it like that.
Yeah.
Because so many things are just we're right there. It's just the alignment's a little off.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
So
I agree, man. We covered a lot, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
This is epic.
It was awesome.
We got to do
Yeah.
this again.
Yeah, for
Maybe
sure.
get you on my podcast.
Let's do it.
All right, man.
Awesome.
That's a
Thanks.
great show.